Hello, my sweet friends. This is Tracy. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to more rustic farmhouse DIYs for the spring season. I had quite a few people ask me if I was going to do a spring truck that Dollar General has this year, just like I did for Valentine's Day. And I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I hope that the wait was worth it because I am totally in love with the way that this truck turned out. So thank you for being here and always for your sweet and kind positive comments. All right, guys, so let's get into it and let me show you how I created these 3 projects. For this project, I am sharing my farmhouse ribbon carrots. That's right. I am using this orange and white checkered ribbon that I got over at Joann's back in the fall season. So keep that in mind, guys, when you are seeing things in the store and seeing them on clearance. You can use them for other holidays and other seasons. So I am cutting this ribbon at 9 inches, but actually I only needed about probably 7 inches because I cut it a little bit too long, but I wanted a longer carrot. So what I'm doing here, now stay with me, I am going to make a carrot out of this ribbon. So what I did is I put some hot glue on the ends there. I didn't measure or anything. I'm just basically guesstimating it to make a point. You can always measure because I know that there are a lot of OCD crafters and I appreciate you, but I guesstimate a whole lot, and if it doesn't work out, then I just kind of figure it out to make it work. So I have my fingertips, my pink fingertips that I do have a link in the description below. They're in my Amazon store. Those work great for projects like this because I don't want to burn my fingers because that happens. I have had some friends, many friends that shared with me that they found their pink fingertips over at Dollar Tree. Now, as many Dollar Trees that I have here in my areas of Texas, I have never ever one time saw them at Dollar Tree, but they're out there because too many people have told me that they have found their pink fingertips at the Dollar Tree. So if you're fortunate to find them, go right ahead. Okay, so back to the carrot here. I just put a bead of glue down the sides and I'm going to, make sure that it is all secure. And then I'm just using some stuffing. You can use an old pillow, or you can use a stuffed animal, you can use old socks, you can use plastic bags. They're a great way to recycle those, or use anything that you may have that I'm not thinking about and failed to mention. So I'll continue to use my little craft stick here, or you could use a dowel or something else that you can get your stuffing or whatever you want to stuff your carrot with, that you can get in there where it is, you can make your carrot as skinny or as fat as you would like. Anyway, so then now I have some muslin fabric and I'm showing you this here. I've showed you this many times. What I like to do is cut it about an inch and then rip it down the middle, and there I get the ragged, jaggedy edges, which I like in my rustic country crafting. So then I don't close my carrot up all the way, like stuff it all the way to the top, because I need a place where I can gather it and tie the bow around it. So then this foliage is new to me this year from the Dollar Tree. So I cut off a sprig of that, and then I'm just going to hot glue and stick it down in the middle there, and then just gather it and then tie my muslin bow on there. And this is just the patterns that I am using. You can use anything that matches your decor and matches your style. This is just an idea that I like to share with you, and I appreciate all of your sweet and kind comments, but really, guys, make it your own by using ribbons that you already have, using things, kind of thinking outside of the box. That's really my intention here, is just help you think outside the box and think of things that maybe you already have that you can use, that we don't have to buy a bunch of craft supplies. I just love the way that these little carrots are turning out now. I've already made 2 other ones. The 8-inch one is what we made here today. I also made a 6-inch one and a 5-inch one, but depending on how you cut your carrot will depend on what length your carrot will be. So to style mine, I picked up this Easter scatters and fillers from Hobby Lobby, my favorite store ever. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out the SKU number here. So I'm just going to try to, if you want to screenshot that or if you want to pick that up in the store, if they have it available, please do. So I have these wired baskets that I have had for many years. I think I got them over at pickyourplum.com. I'm not affiliated with them. I just love Pick Your Plum because they have amazing deals. Anyway, so I'm just putting my carrots in my basket, and then I have this scatters and fillers with the rustic, mossy farmhouse theme that is so popular now. Anyway, so I am just sticking all of this stuff, or trying to stick all of this stuff in, and I will take a picture at the end so you will definitely see how I styled my little carrots and these Easter eggs. Next up are my faux spring Easter wood books. Now I designed these to look like books, but they're actually wood blocks. Now I was inspired by Pinterest, so I will have my inspiration linked in the description box below so that you can check it out. Anyway, this wood pile package is from Hobby Lobby. It was $4.99. I used a 40% off coupon. What I did is I took 3 of the books or 3 of the blocks, and I gave them 2 coats of plaster chalk paint. I didn't get that on camera because y'all have seen lots of painting in the past. Anyway, then I'm just taking my fine Sharpie marker and just hand lettering some just spring Easter. I'll do carrots on one. I will actually hand draw some carrots on the other one, and then I'll use my ultra fine Sharpie marker to give some doodling. I'll use my vintage photo distress ink to give some distressing to the books, and then I will show you how I made the bow. lastly is my farmhouse wooden truck from Dollar General. Now, these trucks are extremely popular. They're very hard to find, so I was so blessed to be able to get my hands on a few of these so that I could share it here on my channel. I love painting. I love sharing different ideas with you. The Dollar General truck does have a stand with it. My inspiration is from the truck that I got at Dollar General. This truck was $5 and I love it so much. I love the colors. I love all the little, just the combination of the brown and the off-white. Anyway, so that's what I decided to do for my truck here. To draw out my wheels to give me the pattern for my painting, I'm just using a punch cup that just gives me the size that I want. And then I'm going to use my ruler to draw out the other part where the trailer would be, or the bed of the truck, and then also the eggs. Now, first I was going to paint these eggs, but as you can see in the picture, I have changed my mind and I covered those with the moss. But I am just drawing out the outline of the eggs because, like I said, intentionally first I was going to paint them, kind of like I did my Valentine truck. But because of the cuts that were in there, that didn't work out too good, so I had to go to plan B. Anyway, so I'm just using my milk chocolate Deco Art paint and just painting the bed of my truck. And I think I gave the 2 coats. I go back and I add my shading and my highlighting and all that goodness because, that's what I like to do. And so for the actual truck, I'm using this antique white Americana Deco Art paint. That is my favorite paint to use, only because I just like it and it gives me the coverage that I want. But any like Apple Barrel or Folk Art or ceramic coat, anything, any kind of acrylic paint would work. You could also use chalk paint. I'm not going to say that I don't use chalk paint. It's just when it comes to wood crafts, I do like to use acrylic paint because it gives me the coverage that I want. And I've been painting for a long time. I say that humbly, but even before chalk paint was even in the mix and in, on someone's mind. So I kind of am, acrylic paint is my go-to for wood crafts. I'm not going to waste precious time in the video sharing how I painted the trucks with those greens and that off-white, only because I changed my mind. And once I started painting, I'm like, well, what am I going to decorate them with? And they need to look really cute. So I scrapped that idea and went to plan B. So I'm using this moss sheet from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to trace that out and then glue that to the eggs so that it looks like that has just some moss on there. And then I'm going to put some cute little carrots that I got from Hobby Lobby. So let's move on. And I just kind of want to let you know my process. But here I'm showing you, I didn't know what to do with those cutouts. I thought about maybe putting some scrapbook paper behind it. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people are doing to decorate those eggs. Here is kind of how the magic begins. It's with all the little details that you put on your project that really makes your project stand out and actually above the rest. And for me, it's what kind of takes my projects to another level. And I'm saying this humbly because I've been painting for many years and I get a lot of comments on my paintings. And I am very grateful for all of your sweet and kind comments, but I just want to share with you that you can do it too. Practice does make perfect. Just use a flat paintbrush. I'm using a number 10 flat paintbrush here. I dip half of my half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water. I blend on a paper towel and then I go around the object of what I'm trying to enhance and I paint around it. My metallic silver deco art paint is perfect for hubcaps and like headlights and tail lights for my little trucks. And I just used a pouncer or spouncer foam brush. I didn't get that on film, but I've showed that in other truck videos that I have done. I just, spounce that on there and it gives the perfect circle or the size that I want for these trucks that Dollar General has right now. Anyway, so now I'm taking my number 2 liner and I'm just going around my truck and just enhancing it even more just by giving it some little doodles and some white highlights. I'm painting 2 of these split 1-inch wood balls. I got these over at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to paint those silver because that's what I'm using for my hubcaps. To decorate the back of my truck, I'm using these carrots from Hobby Lobby. Now I had these from last season, but I know that they do have them this year. Anyway, they're a bit too orange for me, so I'm just taking my plaster color Waverly chalk paint and just giving them a coat of chalk paint. And if you get a little bit too much paint on them like I did, I'm going to show you, if you take a baby wipe and just go over it, it will take off some of that chalk paint where I got it a little bit too dark. I love to doodle and I love to splatter paint my projects. I don't care if it's old school. My heart is splattered with black and white paint. I love to do it and I will do it until the day that I die. I just love it for my projects. It's my style and I love it. Now the truck does come with a wooden stand and I painted that with a coat of milk chocolate brown paint. And I want to share my little boo-boo with y'all guys because I measured out this moss and I glued it on the stand, and then when I went to put my truck on it, it's like I had glued it too close together. So I had to pull another stand out from a different truck and start over. So I'm sharing that little tip with you that if you're going to do this with putting the moss sheets on there, make sure that you do not get it too close or cover up the stand. And I tried to like pry it and yeah, I was glued too close. So don't learn from my mistake is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I am just using these moss sheets from the Dollar Tree and I'm cutting those off and just hot gluing them to the stand to give it just some decoration there at the bottom. I'm cutting my carrots in half using my serrated knife. I keep one of these in my craft room for projects like this. Anyway, I'm cutting these in half because I want them to lay flat on the bed of my truck. So then now I'm going to start gluing everything on my truck. I glue my silver hubcaps on there, and then I have the moss that I use to cover up those eggs. And then now I'm just going to glue my eggs onto the bed of my truck. To kind of help cover the bottom, I am using my favorite fine Excelsior. I know you can get Excelsior at the Dollar Tree or other places, but I like the fine Excelsior because it is more wispy and rustic for my projects. And I like to get it at Joann's Craft Store or either on Amazon. And I'm just loving the way that this all looks together. I just hand painted and hand lettered a little Farm Fresh carrot sign for the side of my truck. truck. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I kept playing around with it, and then this is what I came up with. I just hand lettered farm fresh carrots, put my little happy dots on there. My heart is splattered and dotted just with all the goodness because I love it. I know it's old school, but I love it so much, and it is my style and it is what I do. I just love the way that this truck turned out, and I hope that it inspires you to create something like this. If you do, please share it with me over in the Country Charm community, because it is my free Facebook group that you can share things that I have inspired you to do, or you can share your crafts with me. Okay, sweet friends, I would love to know which of these 3 projects is your favorite, and leave me a comment, because I am going to be sending one of you some happy mail. I love doing that, and I love getting your sweet messages back to tell me how much you liked it. Anyway, just leave me a comment. You must be a subscriber of my channel, and I'm sorry, but I have to limit it to US only because of the shipping, because it costs so much. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your sweet, kind, and positive support. We will talk to you very soon. God bless.